What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with Motorola Moto G Power 2026 tips and tricks and hidden features. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to get the most out of your device. So this is the Motorola Moto G Power 2026. Now, even though this is meant to be a budget option, this phone actually has a lot of really cool features, and I'm looking forward to showing you some of my favorites here in this video. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to show you is how to customize the lock screen on this device. So all you have to do is go to the lock screen, hold down on the lock screen, and you'll see customize lock screen. So go there, and then from there, put in your fingerprint. And then now you'll see we have several options here to customize how things look and operate. Now, the first thing is you can customize these corners to add different applications and shortcuts. So if you tap there, you'll see first the shortcuts. So there's some really useful options. There's QR code scanning, there is the option to just mute the device, the flashlight, camera, all kinds of good stuff. And if you go further down here, you can choose from any app on your phone. So that's really nice, just pick that, and then now you'll see those in the corners. So you can do it on the other side as well. Now if you go here, you can also customize how the notifications appear on the device. So you can have a list, a chip, so just kind of like a smaller notification, or you can have bubbles for your notifications, which is the default configuration here on the device. But I think a lot of people wouldn't realize that you can just go here to change how the notifications look. And then finally, up here, you can see we have the clock. So we have the time, we have the date, and we also have the temperature. So if you tap there, you can actually change the clock face. You can see this shows us even more information related to the weather, and just a whole different configuration there. But there's also one additional option here too. So you might not be aware of this, but you can go there to change the clock face on your device. Now the next hidden feature I want to show you is called flash notifications. So I'm sure you've seen this before on people's phones, that when they get a notification, the phone's flash will activate. So you can actually do this here on the Moto G Power 2026 as well. So all you have to do is just go down here to the settings, and then once you're in the settings, go to search, and then type in flash, and you'll see right there flash notifications, and it is under accessibility. So if you go there, you'll see down here flash notifications. So you can see under flash notifications, flash the camera light or the screen when you receive notifications or when an alarm sounds. So you can choose two different options here or both. So there is the camera flash, so we can preview that, but I think you know what will happen. The flash will flash. Or the other option here is a screen flash. So we can preview that as well. So the whole screen will flash, and then if you have also the camera flash enabled as well, then both of those will flash here under flash notifications. But you can also choose one or the other. Now with the Moto G Power 2026, the power key is really useful because it also doubles as the fingerprint sensor here on the device. So it's a very nice and responsive fingerprint sensor, but a cool hidden feature with this is that if you double press on the power button, it will immediately pull up the camera app. And this can be from anywhere throughout the operating system here on the device. Simply double press on that button and the camera will then appear. Now another option is that if you long press on that button, it's going to pull up Gemini, which is definitely a nice convenient shortcut. However, there might be some people out there, including yourself, who simply just want to pull up the power off and restart menu by holding down on the power button instead. That's the way it's been for a long time with many smartphones out there, and especially if you don't want that quick access to Gemini and you prefer that instead, that I could definitely see why you'd want to have that. So all you have to do is go to settings, and then go to search, and then type in key, and then you'll see right here power key. And then from there, there's two different areas. So the first area here is press and hold. So you can see it does indeed pull up the digital assistant. If you want it to do nothing, that's another option too. Or you can choose power menu. And then if you press and hold on that button, it now pulls up the power menu. So definitely very convenient there. Or the other option is double pressing like I showed you, but the only options you have here are camera and no action. So if you don't want that to pull up the camera, then you can turn that off if you want. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to get a battery percentage with the Moto G Power 2026. So you can see by default, we do have a battery status indicator here, so the little battery there in the corner, but there is no actual percentage up there. Now this is actually very easy to add, so go over to the settings once again, go to search, and then type in battery, and then you'll see right there battery percentage, so go there, And then now you can see from here, you can just tap on that and enable it. And then now we have a battery percentage in the upper right corner here on the device. And you can see this from anywhere throughout the operating system. But back over here in the battery settings, there's some other useful options too. So you can see here, battery saver. So if you know you have a long day ahead of you and you're not going to be near an outlet or a charging source anytime soon, then battery saver might be really helpful to you. So you can enable that. And then with battery saver enabled, it's going to cut out a lot of different background tasks, kind of just giving you the core fundamentals of your smartphone. But in exchange for that, you're going to be getting a much longer battery life with your phone. Now, I definitely would not recommend having battery saver enabled all the time because you can see the refresh rate is lower here. So the whole display kind of runs a little bit choppier, and it really just gives you a lot of compromises that you wouldn't want to deal with day to day. But definitely in those special situations, I do think battery saver could really help you a lot. Now, there's also maximum battery saver, so that'll restrict things even further. So if you do that, it's going to really limit what this phone does. But let's give it a try anyway and see what happens. So now with that enabled, you can do even less. In fact, it is actually cutting out different applications. So you can really only access the Play Store, the phone app, messaging. That's pretty much it. There aren't really too many things you can do with this device at this point with that maximum battery saver mode. You can go over to the settings though on that, and you can even further limit what this phone can do. So you can turn off 5G. You can also pick essential apps. So maybe there is one other app or a few more you want to have in this maximum battery saver mode. Then you do get that option as well. Let's go back over to standard though, because I don't want to be in that maximum mode right now. But if you go over here to schedule and reminders, you can actually customize things even further here. So some of these are already enabled. So for example, if you recharge the phone up to 90%, battery saver will automatically turn off, which makes a lot of sense. There's also battery saver reminders. So the phone will actually remind you to use battery saver mode if the phone gets to a certain level of battery. But if you find that to be annoying, you can disable that. There are also some other options here too. So set default battery level. So set the battery level at which battery saver turns on. So if you enable that, you can actually pick an exact percentage where battery saver will enable automatically. So maybe you know every time your phone gets to, for example, 50%, you want to have battery saver be enabled, then you can pick that as an option. And then another option here is reduce battery drain when inactive. So it'll use AI to learn your behaviors, and then from there it'll put some limitations on your background apps. Now there's a lot here, but I want to show you one more. So that's battery protection. So that's not enabled right now by default. But if you know you're going to be using your Moto G Power 2026 for many years into the future, then you might want to take this extra precaution to further extend how long your battery is going to be healthy. So basically, if you keep recharging your phone to 100%, your battery will age a lot faster, and that's in comparison to just letting your phone charge up to 80%. So if you'd prefer that, you can do that. You can also pick a manual schedule, so this might be something worth looking into, especially if you think you're going to be using this phone into the long term. Now, for a lot of people, and especially for a budget device like the Moto G Power, they might just be planning on using this phone for about a year, maybe 2 years, and honestly, if that's all you're planning on keeping this phone for, then I wouldn't really worry too much about that feature. Now with the Moto G Power 2026, we are getting the traditional Android 3-button navigation. So it's pretty intuitive. We got the back button, the home button, and the recent apps button. Now there is another option that's called gesture-based navigation. So I'll show you that, and that might be something that you want to use instead. But from the settings here, go to search, and then from there type in nav, and you'll see right there, system navigation, go there. And then from there, go once again to system navigation. And then you'll see we have some different options. So there's the 3-button navigation. If you go to the settings for that, you can actually change the button layout here. So you can put the back button on the right side instead and the recent apps button on the left side. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, then you might prefer a different configuration. But we also have gesture-based navigation. So I'm going to enable that. And then now you can see we just have one line here on the bottom of the phone. If you swipe up, it'll take you to your home screen. If you swipe partially up, it'll take you to recent apps. And if you swipe from the side, it'll take you back. Now it's totally up to you on which one of these makes more sense. I would recommend trying out both and then going with your preference. Now with the Moto G Power 2026, we're getting a very large 6.8-inch display. Now that makes this phone fantastic for watching video content or really doing anything involving multimedia. But if you want to use the phone with one hand, it can be pretty difficult, if not impossible, to reach all portions of the operating system, and especially up top there. Now thankfully, Motorola has come up with a cool solution. So you can go to the settings, and then from there, go to search, and then type in 1, and you'll see right there one-handed mode. So one-handed mode is only available in the gestures mode here, but if you enable that, and then now you pull down on this bottom bar, it'll drop down the entire operating system, and then from there, you can swipe down to view your notifications or really anything at the top of your display. So that's definitely very convenient, and if you tap out of that, it'll take you back over to the normal configuration here. So if you want to just pull the screen down, that's the default. If you want to also show notifications instead, you can swipe down there and it'll pull down the entire notification shade. So wherever you are here on the phone's operating system, just swipe down and you'll now have access to one-handed mode. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to take a screenshot with the Motorola Moto G Power 2026. And there are actually multiple ways to take a screenshot here with this device. So the first way to take a screenshot with this phone is to go to your recent apps button, and if there's a certain app that you've been on recently and you want to take a screenshot of that app, you'll see this screenshot button right there. So if you tap on that button, it'll now capture that screenshot. And then from there, you can edit it, you can share it, or just delete it. So it's totally up to you. Now the second way to take a screenshot is by using Gemini. So if you hold down the power button, take a screenshot. So Gemini now took that screenshot for you. So that's really convenient. Now another way to take a screenshot is with 3-finger screenshot. So take 3 fingers, press down, and then from there you take a screenshot. So that's really intuitive. And then finally, the last way to take a screenshot with the Moto G Power 2026 is to hold the volume down and power button for about a second, and then it'll take a screenshot. But that's how to take a screenshot here with the Motorola Moto G Power 2026. Now the next thing I want to show you is the gestures settings. So go to the settings, then from there, go down, and you'll see right here, gestures. And there's a lot of good stuff in here. So I've already showed you some of these already, such as the navigation and the one-handed mode. But if you go here to sidebar, you can actually enable the sidebar, and then now you'll see this little like notch on the side of the phone. If you swipe over on that, and I'll go out of the tutorial here, you'll now see quick access to your various apps on the phone. So it doesn't matter where you are, just swipe over on that, and then now you'll see all these various applications. So from there, you can grab onto one, you can drop it here for a full screen, you can drop it up here for a split screen, and then from there, you can choose a different app on your device as that secondary application. So that's really helpful. You can also decide which app you want to take up more of the space or less, and then just slide all the way over to have one of them take over fully. So it's really nice here having that quick sidebar. You can also go down here for all of your applications on your phone. So that's a nice, quick and easy way to get to those apps. If you go over to the settings, you can further customize what you want to have here. So you can also pick different tools on your phone. You can pick contacts as well. You can also go to the settings from there, and there's a few other options. So open apps, you can choose how you want your apps to open. So if you tap on your app, it'll open it in freeform, which I didn't show you yet, or you can do full screen. So actually, if you just tap on the app, it'll open it in this windowed mode. So you can do other things on your device, but then you have this app popped up here. You can also resize it, you can make it smaller. You can minimize it too, so you just get this little icon in the corner. So I think it's really convenient having the sidebar here on the device. But let me show you some of the other ones here. So there's swipe to split. So that's not enabled by default, but you can enable it. Basically with this feature, if you swipe over, it'll then give you a quick way to do split screen on the device. You can also go here to quick launch. So if you double tap on the back of the phone, it can activate different aspects of the device. So you can go to the settings for that. So you can see right now, if you double tap on the back of the phone, it'll take you to the home screen, but there's many other options here, or you can have it open up any app on your device. So I'm gonna try that right now. And it took me home. And all I had to do is just double tap on the back of the phone. There's also quick capture. So if you twist your wrist, it will open up the camera app. And there we go, we're now on the camera. There's also an option here for fast flashlight. So if you move the phone in a chopping motion, it'll turn on the flashlight. Doing that again will turn off the flashlight. There's also pick up to silence, but basically picking up the phone will then silence it. so that's pretty nice. And then finally we have here flip for DND, also not currently enabled, but you can enable that. And if you flip the phone over on its face, it will then put the phone into do not disturb mode. Now there's one final thing I want to show you here for the Moto G Power 2026, and that's how to change the refresh rate here on the device. So if you go down to display from the main settings, from there you can go here to display refresh rate, and there's several different options. So by default, it's going to have it be on smart and balanced, but you can see here I have switched things over to hyper smooth. So basically this phone has a faster refresh rate compared to some other devices. So we're getting a 120 Hertz refresh rate, which means basically things run a lot smoother all around the phone. You can just see the refresh rate here is just very fast, as it's just very responsive here with the display. So it's not as choppy or laggy. If you want to do efficiency first, you can save some battery life, but with that you can see it's a lot choppier in comparison, kind of making the phone feel a bit on the cheap side. But if you want to do smart and balanced, that might be the most balanced way to do things, but I prefer hyper smooth because I want the display to be running at 120 Hertz at all times. But I hope you enjoyed this video on tips, tricks, and hidden features for the Motorola Moto G Power 2026. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.